My brain just shut down to protect me. That's what PTSD was for me. The call that I had was in early March. The call itself was something that was just very difficult to experience, very difficult to see. But it wasn't until about 3 weeks later that I really recognized that there was a problem. You compartmentalize as a paramedic. I didn't realize just how depressed I was. I was suicidal. I was, doubting being here anymore. I was doubting everything about my life. The day I finally was able to admit to myself that I couldn't keep going on like this, I just snapped. I started bawling. My supervisor came in and he said, "I'm worried about you. You need to go get some help." And even in that moment, it was still really hard for me to say, "I know you're right."
Paramedics, and I think first responders in general, are their biggest critics, and they put a lot of pressure on themselves for perfection.
I had a friend who was also going through PTSD as well, who recommended a psychologist. We had to do some very, very intensive therapy for me to be able to basically go back and feel the things I should have felt at the time. I'd say by about September, I felt really good about everything except my career. So that's where I got hooked up with Simi.
And I'm a return to work specialist. We focus primarily on facilitating return to work plans with an individual who is injured. There is a process involved in that, and it always starts with conversations and Nancy being comfortable with next steps.
Part of the process throughout the whole time that I was working was for me to continue looking at the job postings. And if there was anything of interest to me, I was to let Simi know, and then we could see whether that could be a good placement.
And that's where the compliance officer position started.
So I enrolled in 2 courses at Ryerson in disability management, and WSIB took care of the whole process. So it really, I got a lot of training and education to help me succeed in my role. And I'm currently Regulatory Compliance and Professional Practice Officer with Paramedic Services.
Working with WSIB has been very refreshing. We've developed a personal work relationship with them, so there's an understanding. We've bridged that gap between WSIB and our department so that we're in this together and we support each other so that we can best support staff.
I can't thank everybody enough for all the support and love that I have felt through this whole process. Simi is someone that I miss having in my life. She really was somebody who I developed a very genuine relationship with.
With first responders, they're the strongest people I've worked with. This is not just about getting them back to work, this is about getting them back to their life. I take that and I let that motivate me as well to fight every bit of the way for them to make sure that we get them to the same common goal, which is back to work safe and sound.
It was really hard for me to say goodbye to being a paramedic, but being able to go back to the department and be involved in a different way and have all my coworkers welcome me back in this different role has really meant the world to me.